Okay, so now you've got to grips with how the basic grid system works within BootStrap. We can actually take a look at another powerful feature, which is media queries. So if we head back to the CSS section of the BootStrap website, and if we click on the grid system, then just scroll down slightly, we can actually see our media queries section here. Now, media queries are actually great for adding different styles for different devices within their different breakpoints. So in these examples here, we can see that any styles you want to apply to small devices, such as tablets, then you would add these to a small class media query, which would apply this style to those devices and any devices that are larger, as it uses the actual minimum width property. And again, if you wanted to style specific for medium-sized devices and up, you would add the styles to this style here, which is for devices over 992 pixels. You can also apply the max value to the media queries. Now this tends to be if you're designing for desktop first, and then you want to adjust the styles for the smaller devices. Now BootStrap always want you to design for mobile first, so they always want you to use the minimum width queries. Now it is best to have an understanding of both, just in case you needed to design for either mobile or desktop first. It's always good to have the option of both. Now if I just show you a quick example, I've just created a simple index page with some text applied. And in this example here, we actually have some media queries set up for these smaller devices. So anything that's over 768 pixels. So here, on anything under 76 pixels, because we're using the minimum width, the font size will be 1 EM. And anything over that will be font size 2. So if I just load up this page, we should see the actual font size as 2 on the large devices. If I just shrink this down, as we hit the medium devices, the font should stay the same. Yep. Then if we hit the next breakpoint, which is the small, there we go, the text actually drops down to 1 EM like we suggested. So that's just a quick example of how the media queries work. So they can be very powerful when you're designing for different devices. I've actually attached this example to the lecture, so feel free to download it and have a play around if you're not quite sure about media queries yet. But we actually go through them within the lecture, so you get a better understanding as you work your way through the course, so don't get too hung up on it if you don't quite understand it yet.